But when I am driving.
I need to get driver in it and get, well, quite a few passengers in it.
In the film. Damn. We do have an issue. Well, we'll find out in a second, won't we? We'll get a little bang.
Somebody coming in.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Slight issue with clearance there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Here it comes. Just gone to load exceptional, convoy exceptional. Question is, will it fit past the signal?
Just by the skin of its teeth.
Yeah. Well. There we go, David. You got it in.
Yeah, it's full off.
Yeah.
Hang out, Matt. See if we can get this back in or not.
I'm just going to have a quick walk around Bradford City Road model before its transport to the Barnsley Model Railway Exhibition. And here we start at the end of the platform, and there you can see a police box, some people call it Doctor Who's TARDIS, and some finely detailed fencing. We even have a representation of the boxes used by the ticket inspectors to keep them a little bit warmer on the cold platforms. There, just by the gates to the actual platforms themselves, That far platform is the parcels platform, and as you can see there are some parcels there being handled near the goods, or not goods but parcels entrance there, and the trucks. We also get some parcels being transported on ordinary trains in the goods van, and so you see there something being brought onto the platform and waiting, loading onto the into the guards van compartment. Various people waiting on the platform for their particular trains, as you would expect. A reasonably busy scene here in the station. And then just before you get to the end of the platforms, we have a bridge, an overbridge. Although there are a couple of vehicles missing just at the moment, they'll be replaced before the exhibition. You do see the trolleybus wires and a couple of trolleybuses and Bradford buses running. And then as we a pillar box and a telephone box on the road. That one there, when you see it, if it was to focus, you'd say it said Thornbury. Maybe it's the light level that's not allowing it to focus. And the other one is a Leeds Pudsey bus. Colour light signals for the blue diesel era, though we may run this in the steam and transition era for the exhibition. Colour light signals did come in quite early. That's the signal box with the name on it. And then we're in the station throat now with all the crossovers to the various platforms, quite carefully laid out, and the second overbridge with some cars on it before you get to the goods warehouse, Bradford City Road goods warehouse, and you see some people loading a VW open back pickup and a loading crane there. Trackside equipment, trackside boxes in appropriate places there, and even on the ends of the platforms. At the back scene we have one or two bits and pieces. We've got Mickey's Minis here. There you are, Mickey's Minis. A few minis old and new, and some piles of scrap mini, a scrap engine there, and all sorts of bits and pieces of scrap. And then you'll see one of the many animals in the layout. I think there are quite a number of animals, which you will notice. Whether this phone will pick them up or not, probably not. But you see a cat on the end there. We see something on the end of that overbridge, presumably another cat. Some people. We get the dogs, the one cocking its leg up at the barrels, and the dog in the back of the pickup. You'll also see a couple of birds on roofs. Head Pigeon Grandworth, that one is called. There was an engineering company in Bradford called Hepworth and Grandage that made pistons, apparently. Ackroyd wool spinners, you'll see the men there, and a three-wheeler, whether that's an Isetta three-wheeler or some other type of three-wheeler. Bicycle shed, fully populated with bicycles. And the tall mill chimney which towers over the back scene. Even the interior of the goods shed is detailed to some extent with bales piled up there. Somebody standing in the doorway, we can't see much, it's quite dark in there at the moment. You may have noticed the linesman up the telegraph pole at this end. His GPO van is just missing at the moment, and at the end of the road bridge, the bus shelter. And to set the scene a little bit more, there's a Yorkshire bank. Although you get banks all over, then hopefully that does suggest that this might be set in Yorkshire. And some appropriate, specific posters of the period, which are recognisable to some people. Those are available commercially quite readily. I won't go into those. And finally, I think, unless I've missed some other cameos, I'll just show you the drunks, but we have the workmen erecting the fence using those fence posts, those concrete fence posts, and the figures which are available commercially of two men a little bit inebriated travelling along the pavement there. And that, I think, is a reasonable view round. Apologies for the fact that the closer shots are not in focus, but I think it must be the light level and my camera phone that aren't coping with it. Thank you.